Welcome to Synthetic Oil Protection. I'm your host, Eben, and today we're with a very, very special guest, Daniel. And this is his beautiful 2017 Toyota Tacoma. And this is, what was it, Hamlet?
It's a TRD Pro.
TRD Pro. And this is the fully loaded. Everything, you name it, it's got it. And it's got super low miles. And Daniel, he goes, but it's got 150. And I said, that's nothing, Daniel. So he's new to taking really good care of his vehicle. So how long have you had it?
3 weeks now.
All right, so this is a new beginnings of lust and a new relationship. So Hamlet's diligently down there wrenching away. We got the MP metal protector. This is a really good penetrating oil, and we're gonna give that to him to crack loose this one thing. So where are we at, Hamlet? Awesome. So we're doing the trans fluid. Do you have a bottle of ATF fluid there, Daniel?
Nope.
I think there's one in the corner down there. Did you see it on the floor?
And then you can pass paper towels out of the car.
Yep.
So we got all our tools. So it's going to be pretty straightforward. So Daniel's got the ATF. We're putting in the 100% synthetic ATF. Now we did a whole follow-up video on a, what is it, a Toyota JC or CJ4, I think, the CJ4, and that was amazing. That's one of my great customers that's been on the channel, and he was talking about the forms and how this changed the vehicle's life and how it shifted better with extra protection, up to double the severe service protection. So Hamlet's gonna go ahead and penetrate this bolt up here, and it's way up around that corner. It's a big old bolt. And he just squirted it, and that's the fill hole. So, we point to that for a second. Let's see. Where is that little bolt up there?
It's a 5/16 socket.
Oh, 5/16, and it's way up there. Right there where he's pointing to it.
Pinky.
Yep, right where his pinky is. And you can barely see it's a very flat bolt.
We gotta take this out.
Yep. And yep, he's
Oxygen sensor.
yep, he's gonna take that out to get it out of the way, and that's the socket, 15/16, so it's almost a 1 inch. And then once we crack that loose, that's where you can fill it from. And then there's also another place you can fill it from, this little straw over here. And point to that, Hamlet. So that's the straw that's on the bottom of the trans pan, and that's the drain bolt right there, that big old bolt. So pretty straightforward. So we're going to take you through the process, and we're going to show the before and after shifting. We'll get Daniel's reaction on how it shifts.
We can drain.
All right, we're ready to drain. So we're going to grab our bucket. And if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe, tap the notification bell. We have all different fluid changes on a lot of Toyotas in the channel, from engine flushes, transmissions, differential fluid, coolant. We have Steven on the channel with his Tacoma, where he did an oil analysis at 5,000 miles with the AMSOIL motor oil, and the oil was like 5% used. It was like almost no viscosity change. It was amazing. So that was crazy. So Hamlet just cracked that. What is that, a little 14 mil?
14 mil.
Super small. And now it's just gonna dribble out. And it's probably about, what, 4.5 quarts, something like that.
3.3, I think.
3.3, so it's pretty small. And basically the trans pan holds about half of the fluid on most transmissions, and then the other half of the fluid is inside the torque converter. And usually these trans pans have a little filter. On this one, it's just like a little mesh screen, and you'll see we're just going to clean that screen and then put it back in, clean the magnets and everything else. So we're letting it drain. The fluid looks pretty decent. It's not totally expired, but it's definitely getting dark, and you want to make sure you don't ever let it expire or get black, because it'll wreck your transmission. And on these trucks, you'd want to change them about every 30,000 miles. If you're doing towing or super high heat racing, you'd want to do it at about 20,000 miles or sooner, depending on what application you're doing. So we're going to make sure we keep this thing running perfect. So he's getting ready to make the switch. Beautiful. And he's just measuring so we have a good idea what comes out. Now you don't have to do this. This has the overflow straw, so you can't really overfill this trans. And the process is real easy. You let it come up to temp, and then you shift through the gears, and we're going to take you through it all. All right, Hamlet's taking off the straw.
Let's get some MP on this thing.
Yep, he's gonna penetrate it. So the MP is a super penetrating oil. It's very thin. It penetrates the threads, and it's good for rust. So this car has a little bit of rust on it, very minimal, but we're gonna be taking care of that. So he's got the 5 mil, and there she blows. Cracked her loose with a little penetrating oil. And now he's going to go by hand and take the straw off. And this straw reaches up about...
This one's not a straw.
Oh, this one's not? All right. They reach up about... The straw one reaches up about an inch.
Like this much, about.
Yeah, it's about 2 inches.
It's like a snorkel, so when the fluid fills up above the snorkel, it goes down in the straw.
Yep, and it won't let you overfill it. So it's actually easier than you think. So he's going to take that little booger off. And
so what are we at right here? This is 2 quarts.
yeah, that looks about right.
Is only 2 point something.
Yep.
We're gonna take the pan off, so we're gonna get a little bit more out on one single change.
Yep, here we go. So we're gonna take all these little bolts around the corners off and get that. So this will really make it go a lot faster. You don't have to wrench and mess your elbows up and waste all that time. So if you can get one of these little hand drills, man, they'll save you. She's coming off. And we're gonna have a little spillage. If you want to try to dump it in here, you can.
All right, pull it over. The corner.
Go ahead.
To the corner.
Yep, you're there. We're gonna slowly try to dump it in. The delicate hands of a surgeon. So there's about another quart or 2 in there, which never comes out. So
When they do a drain and fill at the shop.
yep, tell him, Hamlet.
There's no filter on this one?
Yep.
No, it looks like there is a filter.
Oh, we got a filter, yep.
That's a filter, right?
Yeah, but I think you just spray it out, I think that's all Stevens did.
The dealer told us no filter.
Oh, all right. So yeah, we don't even need to change it.
All right, so how much came out? Almost 4?
Yep.
There's a little bit more in here too.
All right, I'll meet you on the other side. Dumping out all the fluid in the pan, so we got to clean these magnets here. And you can see it's very soupy looking. And we'll just stick a finger in for you guys. 1 finger. And it's just got that thick, kind of soupy look to it. And when it gets, yeah, you can stick a towel in there. And the thicker it gets, you're gonna have slower shifting. So that's what's gonna happen. You can see how brown it is. And that's kind of what you get. So we'll show you what the liquid cherry looks like in a minute. I'm gonna clean the magnets. So you see there's a bunch of them, and that picks up all your shavings, your metallics. So that's inevitable. You're gonna have shifts. You're gonna have engagement with clutch packs, clutch plates, and everything that engages has heat, wear, and you're gonna have more metallic come off the more heat you have. So when you run something like AMSOIL, the AMSOIL has to be 4 times better to be able to handle double the severe service capability. So lubricants actually oxidize exponentially. So that actually breaks down at an exponential rate. So this has to be 4 times better to be able to handle double the heat. So if you're doing any type of towing for any of these vehicles, this meets and exceeds all these specifications. So, and it won't void your warranty. I always get a lot of people that ask about the warranty stuff, you know, will it void it? Will it hurt this or that? Not at all. And you can mix it. So even if you don't change it all over, you only do 1 pan drop and you have half this and half the other fluid, you'll actually still notice a very sizable increase in shift speed. You'll also notice less vibration in the transmission. And in just about an hour, we're gonna be out shredding around. He's gonna be telling you how it feels. Perfect. The parts cleaner, which removes all different types of dust, particles, you name it. It's non-chloride, so it'll make a huge difference. And this is the Super Niagara Falls punching power. You say, what's punching power? Give it to him. Look at that. Like the damn Niagara Falls. Make sure you're aware, Hamlet is the official racer on the channel. So he's got the Challenger, which has a million things done to it. You're gonna wanna check that out if you're into racing, and reach out to him with anything in regards to racing. All Hamlet's info will be in the description section if you're on a laptop, or a desktop, click show more. It'll go down to this whole box. If you're in a smartphone, click that reverse down arrow. All that info stuff's down there on the products, how they're different, and I'll be your AMSOIL dealer. If you ever have any questions, you can always reach out to me. I have tons of people that always want to ask questions, always happy to help. But anything with racing, that goes to him. And you know what Hamlet did? He actually is doing the exotic car racing place out at the Speedway. So if you come to town in those cars,
Check out Dream Racing.
Yep.
The Las Vegas Speedway. They're running AMSOIL and the Ferraris, the Lamborghinis, the Porsches, all that over there. They found out the extreme heat needs it, and they came to us. Came to the right spot.
Thanks, Hamlet. You're the best for getting it done. He got it. Hamlet got in, so he really knows his stuff when it comes to racing. So that's why, for me, I'm so busy. Anything racing, sports bikes, top fuel dragsters, you name it, all goes to Hamlet. All right. So we got that pan beautifully clean. We're gonna slap the magnets back in. Hamlet's throwing on the rubbers. And this is a really nice gasket. You know, some trans pans have really junky gaskets. This pan is a really nice setup. I like that, what Toyota does with this trans in their pan. And the best thing is, you just change this. Yeah, the metal things don't let it warp the holes. Yep. And you just keep up with these trans, man. These things last forever. So as long as you're changing them every 30,000, of course, if you're doing all highway and you're never towing or you don't have any weight in the truck, you can certainly go 60,000 miles. But I always like to say 30 because, hey, you change this earlier than later, you never have a problem. So. All right, so we're just gonna pop off this screen. It's like a little teeny cleanable filter. And really, there's nothing to really clean on it. I mean, you could spray it out with parts cleaner. You just wanna make sure you don't get any parts cleaner in your ATF fluid.
I'm just gonna try to get a little bit more fluid out.
A little bit of a scare. It's like the killer that comes back to life in a scary movie. Just when you think all the fluid's out, whoop! Beautiful. Looks really good underneath there. We got to this trans before anything happened to it, so we're good. Filter looks good inside. So we'll get all that old fluid out. We'll wipe it off and slap it back up and just reuse it. So Hamlet sprayed all these little bolts with MP metal protector so they'll thread in super easy by hand. And that's it. We're gonna firm them up. Final tightening, it goes about 8 pounds of torque. Nothing real tight. You can bend this pan. It's very thin aluminum. So always go, you see how he's not even holding it by the end, he's just holding it by the middle. That's how you tighten it. Daniel's over there eagerly awaiting driving this thing once it's ready. Hamlet's yanked out the hand pump.
So this is our hand pumps, a little bit more quality, thicker hose. Comes for the little one is for the quart bottle.
All right, you can plug it right in here.
And then the big one is for the gallon jug.
For the gallon jug, awesome.
Has a nice little hose thing to roll it up later, reuse it.
Beautiful. Pop her in. Money. The beautiful liquid cherry is gonna flow. So that just gets hand inserted in, thread her up, and this is the most beautiful part. It's like watching the Mona Lisa be painted in person. If you could think of how beautiful that would be to watch the eyes painted on the Mona Lisa. This is actually gonna be much more beautiful. All right, getting her off here. Oh, we got her. There she is. Awesome. All right, we're in place. We got the hand pump here. We got the gallon in. We got the tube. Time to see the liquid cherry flow. She's all plugged up and in there. Awesome, awesome. There it goes. The beautiful liquid cherry.
You're missing it. There you go.
Right there. Cool.
A little lower.
Right there. All right. There we go. So So we're gonna fill her up until she comes out the straw. So I can actually take the straw off. We got a little bin there. So we'll take that off, and then once that overflows, that's how we know it's full. We're gonna cap her up. Even though she's draining a little bit, it's okay. And now we're gonna start her up. Look at that beautiful liquid cherry. You can see how clear and clean it is. It's almost a work of art. And it clings to everything. So it just has this beautiful, tenacious film strength. And that's what separates it, is the 100% synthetic molecules. And if you think of little marbles, that's what this oil is like under a microscope compared to a synthetic blend, which comes in these transmissions. So when they say full synthetic, it's actually not full synthetic. It's actually a synthetic blend. And full synthetic can actually be named full synthetic at only about 25% synthetic. So this is 100% synthetic, and the film strength, which keeps the metal separated, is thicker. It's more complete. So there's gonna be less vibration, less heat, less friction, less wear on the clutch packs, better fuel mileage. Daniel's gonna go ahead and motor up, and this is gonna turn the torque converter, and it's gonna start circulating that trans fluid. So that's gonna start going around, and you can go into drive for 5 seconds.
So should I put the brake down?
Oh, just leave the brake on. Yep, you're good. Just go to drive. So now he's in drive. We'll let it sit there for 5 seconds. Now Hamlet's underneath with the temp gun, and he's just making sure the temperature. And then you take off the drain hole to see if it's overflowing. Now you can go to reverse. So he's going to go to reverse now.
Should keep the brake on the whole time. Reverse, neutral all the way down.
Yep. So now we're
Like
5
couple
seconds.
each gear.
Yeah, 5 seconds, and now you can go to park. You can go to park. So he's turned it off, so it's not too hot. And now we're gonna go back under. He's gonna pull that bolt, see what the temp gun is.
40.
All right, so we're good. We're at a good temp.
We got between 90 and 160.
All right, sounds good. So now he's gonna pull this, and we'll see if anything comes out. It probably not gonna. It probably sucked it up, but let's see.
Yep, sucked it up.
All right, so now that pulled more into the torque converter. So Hamlet's gonna come back over here to the hand pump and start pumping again until she overflows. She blows, that's 1 whole 4 quart. So we're gonna crack open a, there she blows, we're good. We can cap her off.
Nope, she got to drip more than that. When she's like drip, 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 we're good.
Yeah, we're gonna wait until she just dribbles out. Then we're gonna go drive around the block. We're gonna get some driving impressions. So we went about 0.2 miles, and what does it feel like?
Modern. A lot smoother from when we had it.
That's awesome. So today's an overcast day in Vegas, and we're headed down Sahara. That's the Stratosphere, pretty well-known monument here. Got our windows down, our AC fairly low. What is our outside temp there? What do we got? Only 94, pretty cool with the clouds. And only 150,000 miles, which is super low mileage for this truck, especially when you take care of it. He was a little concerned. He goes, you know, how's the mileage? And we're out of the woods. The fluids look good. What do you think, Hamlet? How did it look? Yeah.
So I took care of it. You can tell by the car. Interior is pristine. Not one rip, not even one crease on the leather.
Wow.
The driver's seat was the only one used.
The leather looks great. Holy cow. So this guy drove all highway. Look how clean that steering wheel is. Gorgeous. So yeah. The Toyota guys are loving this ATF fluid. And speaking of a cross-eyed devil, we can make it right if you want. We're going to be doing the same exact fluid on my new car I just got. I got a SL 550, which is a Mercedes. So we're going to be doing the same fluid on that. So that's coming up next. And now what we're going to do, is, yeah, he's going to throw it in the sport, let it shift a little bit, and we're going to go back and actually drain it again. So we're not going to take the pan off, but we're just going to drain the fluid out again. And that's going to help get more of the old fluid out without doing an actual engine flush, which you can always do an engine flush, but you just want to be careful with what you're doing. We'll see how she sings. That's awesome. It's a lot of fun here in Vegas. So what do you say we go back and drain her down? Sound good? Let's do it. And he just popped the hose, so it's super hot right now. So it's overflowing out of the straw. And now we're going to take off the main bolt and drain the whole pan again. The drain bolt. And now we're going to drain out the fluid.
1, 2, 3.
Beautiful. Wow, does that look better than before?
Yeah, way better.
So that's all mixed up with the other fluid. So now we're going to drain her down. About what, 3 quarts is going to come out?
No, I mean, it's supposed to be 3.3, but I think it's going to be 2 point something.
All right. And then we'll fill her up again, and that'll be it. We'll come back in a few thousand miles and do another couple drain and fills, and this thing is going to be shifting way better than brand new. Hey, remember to subscribe and tap that notification bell. That way you'll be able to come back and watch lots more videos on protecting your vehicles. And remember, we got Eben's coffee. If you want to try the coffee that's roasted right here locally in Las Vegas, we got the Eben's favorite coffee down in the description section below. We're going to head back over to Hamlet, and Hamlet is pumping in the new liquid cherry. So he's going to just hand pump it in same way until she overflows out of a little straw. Then we cycle through the gears again like you saw before. And now we're going to have a little over half the fluid changed out. So he's in there pumping away. Let's see. Here's the liquid cherry going in. And we're just going to do it until she overflows and cycle through the gears. Going through park, reverse drive, 5 seconds each. And what that's doing is that's circulating all the fluid through the torque converter, mixing it up, and then we're going to do our final cap off. So we're going to let it stop dripping, and we're going to cap it up. Actually, you know what? At that heat, you can cap it right now. You're good to cap it. Because the heat, the fluid actually expands, and that's it. We're going to cap her up. And Daniel, so what do you think?
Man, the car is amazing. The AMSOIL products are amazing. I went by, started hitting all the screws and stuff with the MP. This car was from the East Coast, so it had a little bit of rust and stuff, and we're about to take care of all that.
Awesome. So Hamlet, what do we got with the Street Outlaws? You were saying something you did?
Well, we took the Challenger. We raced on the Street Outlaws. It'll be on Discovery Channel. Check it out. Big show. If you don't watch it, check it out. Let me know what you think.
Awesome.
AMSOIL shout out on there. Hit the link. You know what to do.
Awesome. So yeah, we wrapped it up on this little angel. So I would say with this trans, it'd be a good idea to do it every 30,000 is a real good number. If you're towing and stuff, check it out. You know, you may want to do it a little earlier. You're better off doing it earlier than later. Now this is a special setup with the trans cooler now, which is about what, 10 quarts? 10. So the OEM is only about 7.5, I think.
Yeah, 10.
OEM is 10?
Yeah.
All right, but the non-TRD Pro is what? Probably 7 or 8. So if you have a regular truck of this and not the TRD, you may even want to change it a little sooner. So we just wanted to make sure you know everything. Check out this video here. This is on Steven's truck. He has a very similar truck. Check out all those videos, and we'll see you back next time on Synthetic Oil Protection. Cheers to protection, protection, protection.